All right, guys, here's my announcement of when I'm going live. Oh my gosh, you guys have been so incredible. Thank you guys, man. You guys have really just encouraged me to just like make this channel like the best ever. Like, I can't wait to like show you all the things that I know and inspire you and just get you hyped up about creating and crafting. So guess what? I'm gonna go live on Thursday, April 1st. Is that April Fool's? Oh, that's April Fool's Day. April 1st, no joke, to answer your questions. I have been getting so many questions in my comments on the videos that I want to share with you guys all of the things that I know, and like, you and I are becoming best friends. So I cannot wait to talk to you guys in real time. So it'll be at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm in Northern Cali, so California. So that's when it's gonna happen. So what, 12 noon on the East Coast, and then in the middle, 10, right? So anyways, I can't wait to answer your questions and talk with you guys. I'm so excited. Let's get hyped. I got a video for you. It's all about making my beautiful candle, bam, California Shores. So let's get to the video, but I'll see you guys Thursday, April 1st, no joke, at 9 a.m. California time. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Fixing It Up with Sandra. And in case you're new here, I'm Sandra. Today I have one of my all-time favorite passions that I'm going to share with you guys. I did a video earlier, a few weeks back, candle making. This is who I am. I'm a candle maker. And so I'm going to start sharing a lot of my, my techniques, the fragrances I use, and answer a lot of your questions, because candle making can be kind of tricky. And just like with wreath making, I know a lot of people, they get inside their head, and then they, you know, get so wrapped up in like the woulda, coulda, shouldas. And I want to like debunk a lot of those myths, make you feel comfortable about making candles. And this could also be a great business for you. In case you are interested in all of the candles that I make, head on over to my Etsy shop. You can take a look, and I do have more on my Instagram. I will be uploading more to my Etsy, hopefully tomorrow, but take a peek over at my Etsy shop. I have tons and tons of fragrances to choose from. But yeah, take a look, and hopefully you'll find one that you love. So today we are going to be making my all-time favorite. It's one of my best sellers besides my Island Breeze. It is called California Shores. So I've already printed out the labels, and yes, I make my own labels, and I will do a tutorial on how to do that, because you can make labels for anything. But I have found, after many many days of just Googling and researching, I finally figured out how to make a label, and I couldn't believe how easy it was. I was like, I wish somebody would have just said, here you go. But anyways, I have my wax heated up. I have a couple of jars prepped. So we're gonna go ahead and turn the camera around. I wanna introduce you guys to all of the things that I'm gonna be doing. Even though I made a video doing my blueberry treat one, I want to treat every single video as if this is the first time you're watching me. So yeah, I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to kind of explain some of the things that I'm using, just in case you decide that candle making is for you. So let's get started. All right. So as you can see, I have my table prepped with all of the things that I'm going to need. Here is where the wax is. It is nice and warm. It is up to... perfect. It is up to my 200-degree temperature that I like. I'm just going to turn this dial down a bit. This is one of those like just single burners. I put it on a cutting board just to prevent it from damaging the table. I have my fragrance oils. Don't mind the cat. So here are the jars that we're going to be using. I get these from Hobby Lobby. Now, I do buy wholesale when it comes to jars, most definitely. However, I have just completely fallen in love with these jars. I love the lid. I love the size. I love everything about it. So Hobby Lobby is the only place that I can find these jars for the price that I pay. I never pay full price. They always have a 50% sale. So that's when I shop. Today, we are going to be using this from Candle Science, this fragrance oil. It is called Black Sea. As you can see, it's approved for candles, soaps, and lotions. And then, of course, it has like the usage note. This will be in a soap that I create because, again, it is such an amazing fragrance. It's like a musk and citrus. It's just got that like perfect blend. Think of like your favorite cologne, and that is what this is. So we are going to be making this into a candle. I've renamed it California Shores. You do not have to rename your candles. However, if you know that you are using like a Bath and Body Works name, you know, just check with them, see if their name is, if they own the name, because then they can come after you with a cease and desist letter. So just be smart about it. You know, for the most part, I change a lot of the names just because I want to make them fun, you know. You can call it whatever you want. You can take Black Sea and call it mangoes if you want. You can literally make it whatever you want. I just like to have, like I said, I just like to have fun. So we will be doing that. I will be using the CD26 pre-tabbed wicks, and that will be going into this jar. And the reason why I have selected this wick is because of the diameter of my container. And this is what is recommended by all of the candle companies. Pre-tabbed means it already has this little metal tab right here on it. There are wicks that come just like this, and then you have to tab them. I buy them pre-tabbed. And just let me say this, wicks are extremely hard to come by. So there's other options besides the CD26. There is an Eco, I forget what number it is that you can use. However, I like the CD26. I like the way it burns. And I like the, I would say it's called hot throw, which means it's what you smell when the candle is burning. I like the hot throw that it gives me. So let's get started with, we're gonna go ahead and wick some more jars because right now I have 5, but I wanna do 8. So we're gonna put some wicks in here and I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay. As I see myself in the camera, I am not naked under my hair and I have this on. So just to let you guys know. But anyways, I want to show you how I wick my jars. Okay, so I have my jar here. Again, you need to use a wick chart for any vessel that you use, okay? I think this is a 2.7 diameter. So that's why I am using this wick. Now there are several different ways that you can wick a container. You can have, there's like little wick stickers that you can put into here and just place your tab onto it. I prefer to use a hot glue gun. Feel free to use whatever method you would like to use. Of course, research, you know, the different ways. I then grab a big tube straw, so it helps me press down my wick. Now, there are times where you might need to double wick, means put 2 wicks into your container if the diameter is really big. You're not gonna be able to use just 1 wick. And so if you do, your candle will tunnel, meaning it will burn straight down and you'll have the wax all around the outside, like right here, and it'll burn just straight down the center. That means you have too small of a wick. So again, we're doing the CD26. I'm doing a little bit of hot glue. And because I have been doing this for so long, I pretty much know where the center of the container is. However, for those who are going to be brand new to candle making, if you're like, I really want to make sure that you get your wick centered because that is super important, what you can do is take your container, take a piece of paper, and then draw the outline of your container, and then find the center and place a dot. So when you go to wick your container, you can just get your piece of paper, put it out, put your container on top of it, and then aim for the center of, for that dot. That's how I used to do it when I first started out. That helped me so much. All right, so see how this little straw is able to push down that wick, which I was super happy about. Okay, so there we go. All right, so now I've got my wicks in here. Now we need something to hold our wick straight because you don't want it to flop around like that. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna use my fancy schmancy wick holders. So what these are, they're in fact skewers that I've broken in half and taped with painter's tape or any kind of tape that I could find at that moment. That's what I use for this container. Only because my true wick holders, so you can get these. These are really wick holders. They're too small for the diameter. I mean, they do go right here, but they don't keep my wick because it needs to be over just a little bit centered. So I have created my own. You can use clothespins. There are obviously other like more official type of wick holders. I like to do things on a budget. Dollar store tape. It works perfectly well for me. So I'm just opening the center of the two sticks and bam, that's how we're doing it, like that. And see, my wick is perfectly straight, which is something that I want. And now I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my hot glue gun, and we're gonna set this aside. And now it's gonna be time to get our wax, which has been heated up to 200 degrees, add some fragrance oil, add some coloring, and then we're gonna pour. Okay, so another little handy trick that I want to tell you about, and the way that you can save money. Oh my goodness, I was so happy when I found this out. When you go to, so I heat my wax in this container. This is just a simple pot I got at the thrift store, and then I added a spout. Unfortunately, the spout isn't properly working yet, so we're gonna scoop out our wax. No worries there, and that's what we're gonna do right now. But okay, so you're gonna scoop your wax out because this is only just purely melted wax. I don't put any fragrance. I do that in a separate container. So this is always just heated wax. There's no cross-contamination or anything like that. Now, you can go online and buy these really nice candle pouring pitchers. They run about 25 bucks for one, and this is a large one. However, I have found out that the dollar store, they carry these little doodads, okay? I know you've seen them. They have them in the red, they have them in the white, they have them in the gray. These will hold your wax and the fragrance oil. So fragrance oil is, I would say, what is the proper word? It will melt plastic, the wrong kind of plastic. It will not melt this plastic. So I have bought, I probably own like 30 of these because I have one for every single different fragrance that I use. I use this when I'm doing like a one-of-a-kind batch. But if I know it's a fragrance that I'm going to be making over and over and over again, I label it. So see, it has C on there. I label it, and this is only for that fragrance. And the great thing about it is that I never have to clean this out. So like you can see a little bit of wax residue in there, but I never have to worry about that because I'm always going to use this for the same fragrance. $1, darling, $1. 25, 1, 25, 1. What you gonna choose? So this is what I use to mix my candle wax, even with the coloring, all of that. I use these. Now these do only obviously hold a certain amount, so I can get about 4 11.5 ounce candle, and that's what this is. Okay, so it can hold nicely about 4 candles. I could fill it to 5, but I really don't like to, although I will, if I'm just making 5, I will, but because we're making 8, I'm gonna use this and this. So I'm just gonna pour 4 in here because it works better for me. But yeah, grab these if you can. They're amazing. I love that. I'm not sure exactly what kind of plastic this is, but I just know that it holds up so well under so many, for so many different things. Like I pour 200 degrees wax in here, mix it with some fragrance oil, blend it up with some color, and it's still very durable. Okay. So like I said, I've heated my wax to 200 degrees. People can heat it to about 190, or 200. I just like 200. I like to get it nice and toasty. So we're going to move our labels out of the way. And 1, 2, 3. So I have my little recipe over here because I don't care how many times I pour a candle. I will always, 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 always keep my recipes with me. I have a binder full of them because nobody's perfect and I will make a mistake in a heartbeat. So I'm going to turn my scale on. Oh, you can't see my scale. Let me bring it up closer. Okay, so this is my scale. You've seen it. If you've watched, and I hope, my other videos, you will see the scale. So this is my scale right here. I absolutely love it. I use it for so many things. I got it on Amazon. I will link it in the description box below. You will absolutely need a scale. Hands down, you can't make candles without it. I do want to let you guys know, I have seen where people, go 1 pound of wax to 1 ounce of fragrance oil. That's not how it works. Let me get into the waxes. So there are several different types of wax. You can have different types of wax and blend them together. Although you do need to do your research when you are doing that. I like the basic 464 soy wax. It is just your basic wax. I think this is, 464. This is just your basic wax. It's a container wax. It cannot be used for making wax melts or using it for pillar candles, meaning just those tall candles that you see. This is not that kind of wax because it is a very soft wax. Meaning if it's outside of a container, it's soft, so you can mold it. It's not going to stay hard. It's not going to hold its shape. It's just going to crumble apart. So this is a container wax. This is what I know a lot of beginners like to use. I like to use it. I have found that it just works really well for me, so why change it? There is another one that is just a hair above this, and I like to use that for the winter time. And I wish, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that I don't have that one. I want to say 484, and don't quote me on that, please don't. In the description box, I will give you the correct information. I use that one during the summer because it's just a little bit harder, although it's still a container wax. It's a little bit harder. So I like to use that during the summer because it has a higher melting point, and I have to think about if I'm shipping candles and it's sitting in a mail truck or in a facility where it's super hot, I do not want my candles to melt before they reach my customers. Like, that's just one of my biggest nightmares. So I change my wax when I go into the hotter season to a little bit stronger wax, although it is still a soy wax during the warmer months. But other than that, I use the 464 for the most part. And that's what we're working with today. So again, I've heated it up to 200 degrees. And when it comes to blending your fragrance oils, you need to know what the wax that you are using, the fragrance load. So every wax can hold a certain amount of fragrance. Like, you just can't dump all the fragrance that you want in there and make it smell good. Although I'd like to. That's not how it works. Every wax can hold so much fragrance. When you purchase your wax, when you are looking up your wax, when you're researching, anywhere and everywhere will tell you what the fragrance load is for your wax. There are some that have, you know, upwards up to 15% fragrance load, which is a really high fragrance load. That means you're going to get a really strong candle. They run between, like, I would say 5 up all the way upwards to 15. My fragrance load that I like to use for my soy wax is 10%. I believe that that is the max on this one. I just like the 10%. It's an easy number to work with. It gives me a great hot throw, again, which is when you are burning your candle, that aroma that you get, that is a hot throw, hence the flame, giving you a fragrance smell, which is the throw. So it's a hot throw. A cold throw is what you smell when the candle is not lit. So I really like to use a 10% fragrance load on this candle. I think it performs very well. And I really like the way this Candle Science fragrance performs. So we are going to use the Black Sea with our wax, and now it's time to measure. So each candle is 324 grams, which is 11.5 ounces. I work in grams because that's where I can get the precise numbers. So when I label my candles, I put the ounces and the grams, but when I'm working, it's strictly with grams. So for 4 candles, we are going to need 885 grams of wax, just the wax. And then that's what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to put my container right here, tear out the number. So now I have a 0, and I'm going to just double check my temperature, and we're going to start loading this up. So I'm just going to bring this right here real fast. Again, I've done this for so long, I kind of know. I can kind of give it like a little bit of a start without weighing it. And I probably need one more at least. And you can do a ladle or anything like that with this. I had this and I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. So let's weigh this out. So got a little bit too much. Now, if you, okay, one second, sorry, one second, I have to concentrate. I know, it's so quiet. Okay, perfect. So I have my wax. Now it's time to add my fragrance and my color. So we have the amount of 885 grams of wax. We are now going to put in there 87 grams of fragrance oil. I just use like these simple little stemless champagne flutes. And because they're reusable, again, I only use this with this one fragrance. Again, dollar store, gotta try it. It's awesome. I do have paper cups that I use on occasion, but when I can save money, this is what I like to do. So, all right, perfect. So now we're going to mix this in here. Get all of that goodness. Look at my fancy stirring stick. All it is just another skewer. All right, so we're gonna mix that together, and now we're gonna add some color. I'm looking for a little knife or something. I have some Mica coloring. It's the same ones that I use in soap. This is what it is. It's just a little bit of powder. I wanna use a little bit of this. I'm gonna do a little bit of a blend. Now, hold on, let me get this in here. Now remember, your wax is white. So when you mix it with, let's get that really nice and, when you mix it with coloring, it's not gonna give you, for the most part, and I hate to burst that bubble, but it's not going to be extra potent only because it's gonna have white in it. So you might have to use a little bit extra when it comes to the coloring. Whew, that is some hot wax. This is giving, I'm gonna bring you guys down here because it's giving it a really nice pearly color. Ooh, look at that color. Oh my gosh. This is actually the first time I'm using mica in my candles. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. It is this one right here. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't wait to see what this looks like when it's cooled. So I just like to keep, you know, to make sure that everything's blended. And we're gonna grab a thermometer. Let me peek, come with me over here. We're gonna grab a little thermometer because I want to check the temperature, which is still screaming hot. And when it gets down to about 135, I will pour it in the containers. But, ooh, I just love that. How pretty. I love it. Okay, so remember I said we were gonna do 8 candles. So now that's my 4 candles, and then it's a little cold. Now it's time to do our other 4 candles. So same step, tear it out, and we're gonna go ahead. I just use this to prevent, like, I literally have wax everywhere in this room. Let's do it over here. Okay. All right, good guess. So we're gonna do another 885. Perfect. And we're gonna do another 87 when it comes to our coloring. I'm so sorry. Fragrance oil. Get every last drop. And we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit more. And candle making is so much fun. I can't tell you, prior to, you know, doing tutorials, this was my place to escape. Like, I would come in here, I would just be by myself. And because, you know, there's actually a lot of math that goes along with this, and I am terrible at math. I would just lock the door and just have it super quiet and just get lost in all of the fragrances and, oh, you know, and it's still it's my favorite place to be, in the office making candles, because I'm such a fragrance person that I really enjoy just being in here in the different smells and all of that. It's just awesome. It's super relaxing to me. I fell in love with it. It's truly my passion. So I added a little bit of a pearl blue to this one. So if you guys order on Etsy and you get 2 different color candles, this is why. Because I like playing around with stuff. And plus, it's just fun. Like, you know, if you start a business, yes, consistency is absolutely #1, without a doubt, without a shadow of doubt. But I also love to play around. I love to experiment. I love to try things out, because it also gives me the opportunity to connect with my customers and see what people are liking. So if they get these 2 different candles, or if they just get 1 candle, they're like, man, I love that. You know, the next person gets a different color and they comment on it, you know. It's my way of just finding out what customers like. Even though I've been doing this for a while, I technically have only had my Etsy shop since August. So let's check this little bad boy out. Let's see what we got when it comes to temperature. Since August. And so I'm still learning what it is that people want. So have fun with it, play around. I always try to say, you know, when you're creating, whether it's for your business or for just you or your friends and family, whatever it is, you have to have fun. You have to enjoy the process. You cannot be creative and go into it with like this tunnel vision of it has to be perfect. It has to be this way. There can't be any other way. You know, with all of those negative thoughts. You just have to go into it with like an open heart and an open mind and just say, you know what? I want to create, because your customers will see that. Your customers will see that you enjoy it. You know, I have all kinds of different labels that I've been working with, and they've changed. Sometimes they'll change like, you know, every other week, and people are going to, you know, I know that they're looking at going, what? But I keep upping my game. And so instead of ripping off all of those old labels and relabeling it to the perfect new label, I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep it on, because I want people to see how I'm evolving, how I'm growing. And with a small business, you have to expect those things. Like, I'm not a corporation. It's just little old me on my computer, constantly trying to be better than the last batch or whatever, or the last label. And so you're going to see differences, but they're always going to be growth, you know? And I hope that my customers appreciate that, you know, along with 2 different color candles, because this is fire. Look at that. It's so pretty. I can't wait to see these when they're dry or when they're cured, what the color is. But again, candle making can be incredibly fun. It can be a business. I know a lot of people really got into this when COVID started, when shelter in place happened, hence the WICK crisis. Again, good luck on finding wicks. It's been brutal out there. So I just hope a lot of people really found this as a way to relax like I did. Because it's an incredible craft. There is so much to it that I never in my wildest dreams ever expected. And I think that's why I like it, because it was like, wait, what? You just don't melt wax, pour in whatever fragrance you like, however much you want, stick something that I can light on fire in it, and then voila. No, no, no. So much more into it. But when you start learning about it, you're like, for me, my excitement just grows. My thirst for how it's done just continues. I still wake up every day super excited about being a candle maker. And while we're waiting for these to get down to the correct temperature to pour, let me show you some of my fragrance oils real fast. All right, y'all, I'm telling you, I could sit and sniff all day long. So I want to show you this. I want to show you this because if you're like, I've thought about being a candle maker, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be a candle maker, what goes all into it? Let me tickle your fancy with some of the fragrances that you can play around with. Okay, now I'm going to show you this. Root beer. I hate root beer. Although I do make that because it smells exactly like a root beer float. Oh my goodness. Amazing. So there's like Riverstone, and I love to blend fragrances. What I like to do, here are some little strips right here, and I will blend different fragrances, meaning I will take one strip, dunk it in there, take another strip, dunk it in somewhere else, wave it around, and then like, you know, put it under my nose. And I'm like, okay, what's that? I actually have a lot of blended fragrances. And they're just mine. They're my signature scents. You can't get them anywhere else. There's a couple of fragrances right here from Aztec, which is another fantastic company that I love, love, love. The Flaming Candle, I absolutely love. This lemon is incredible. I blend it with this lime basil mandarin. Amazing. So here's a bunch of fragrances that you can just play around with. I'm telling you, It is so much fun. And then you get some like wild fragrances. You know, I had no idea. So Abercrombie and Fitch. Okay, if y'all don't like that fragrance, I'm sorry, but I love the smell of Abercrombie and Fitch in the mall. That does smell just like it, but like butt naked. How funny. And then let's see if another one. This legit smells like barnwood. No joke. I have a lot of samples down here because I'm like, tell me what that smells like. Oh, this Cuban cigar. Yes, I actually really like that fragrance. Yes, light type, or the light lager. It does smell like beer. There's just so much to play around with. That Suede and Smoke, and it really does have like this smoky undernote, this like note of smokiness with that hint of suede, which you have to smell it to know what the fragrance is. It's one of those ones that's just like, wow. Leather. Yeah, so many fun fragrances. Okay, so now the first batch that I poured is now down to my 135. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna start pouring into our containers. So I place my container on top of the scale because I want to have the exact amount. So I'm gonna take this and give it a little stir. And we're gonna start pouring. Now, you are gonna need a bunch of napkins, so make sure that you're prepared with a bunch of them. All right, so now we're gonna pour to 324 grams, and this will give me exactly 11.5 ounces. So I wanna know that every single candle has the correct amount. Oh, this is so pretty. I love the pearliness of it. All right. Oh my goodness, I am obsessed with this. Perfect. I cannot wait till this is cured. Oh my gosh. I love the way this looks. If it does this same shebang that's already happening in there when it's dried, I think I've got a new way of making candles with mica coloring. So now I see a bunch of it gathered at the bottom of the container, or of this. So I'm just gonna do a little stir. Okay. All right, now let's go again. For 324 is what we're going for. Oh my goodness. Okay, so as I'm pouring, I'm like, wait a minute here. I can tell that I do not have enough wax in these containers for candles. I'm double checking my ingredients. 1, 2, I did the recipe for 3 candles. Oh my goodness. Again, I will show you mistakes and all. Well, it's not technically a mistake, but you get what I'm saying. All right, so now I want another 324. Even though this is still my last one that I'm pouring, I still like to weigh it out just to make sure that I know, just for my own peace of mind, that this is in fact 324. There we go. All right, wasn't too bad. It didn't leave too much color in there. And again, because this is my Black Sea, the California Shores that I use over and over again, I really love this color, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it. I'm not going to clean that out. And first of all, it saved, like, there's no cross-contamination. No other fragrance will ever be in here. Second, it will save you so much on cleanup, meaning napkins, because, oh my, or paper towels. you will use a ton of paper towels when it comes to candle making. With this, with that container right here, because you're not cleaning it out, oh my goodness, so much savings. So, okay, now I'm gonna tear this out and then we're gonna pour this candle. And I can't wait to bring you down here to show you what these candles look like. I'm just double checking my temperature. Okay, perfect. And then again, I'm gonna give it a little bit of a stir. I think this color is the winner. I really love this color, this blue. It's called Blue Pearl Dry. I got this Mica coloring on Amazon. I will put the link. It came in a box of a bunch of different colors, but this one is my favorite for this fragrance. Oh my gosh, I love it. This instantly, oh, I got a little bit of wax on the outside. I instantly think of the ocean and all of that. Okay, I am beyond excited. Oh my goodness. Okay, I am so excited. I can't wait to show you. Just gonna do this. Okay, perfect. Now, there are candle coloring that you can buy directly through like a candle company, like Candle Science. They have liquid dyes, which is what I love to use. And then they also have blocks where you can like shave the coloring, like, you know, look, take little pieces off the block and then put it into your candle wax. I've done both of them. I really love both of them. And what I was saying that you're mixing this with a white wax is that I know a lot of people, they're like super bummed that they can't get like a jet black color. And it comes out like always like this color, this gray color. And I just want to remind you, and so many like new candle makers are like, how come I'm not getting like this deep dark black? Especially around Halloween, people want to make like some really festive candles, but it's because you're mixing it with a white candle. And I see people use a lot of black dye and it's still not be exactly what you want. There are waxes, I don't know if it's paraffin or whichever one which it is, but it's not like this bright white and you're able to get like that deep dark black color. All right, let me just do this before the wax dries. And then I'm gonna clean it out with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. I'll do a couple of spritz. And then I'm about to bring you guys over here to show you this. It is awesome. Oh, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this is going to dry exactly like this, because I will be ordering like a gigantic jar of this Mica coloring. Okay, let me bring you down. Look at that coloring. It's like one of those Bahama ocean scenes, like right here in this little glass. Oh my God, it's so pretty. I do love this one, but I would love this one. I have this candle called Taste of Lake County, because here in Lake County, we are known for our wineries and our pears. And the Taste of Lake County is a blend of Chardonnay and Bartlett pears. I think that this would be perfect. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that I got to do this all with you guys. Now, we just have to wait for them to dry, which is about an hour to two. I think about an hour, because it's relatively cool in here. So I will be back to show you the final product. All right, y'all, it's actually been 24 hours since I created my candle. I let them cure overnight. only because I was so busy yesterday that I just couldn't make it back into my office to finish this part of the video. So I'm gonna show you, although yesterday it was so cool when we added the mica powder to the melted wax, how it had like that shimmer, that the cat, how it had that shimmer and everything. Oh, it did solidify and create, it's still beautiful. I still love this color. When it melts, it will bring back that liquid gold is what I call it. But yeah, so it did solidify. So I'm gonna show you how to trim your wicks. And also, one of my candles did not, it had a sinkhole. So can you see, like right there by the wick? I'm gonna show you how to fix that stuff. So let me put down the camera and I'll show you how I work my magic. All right, guys. So now that the candle has cured, I still wait about a week, I would say, before, let me just grab some scissors and the rubbing alcohol before I burn them or have them available, just because they really need to cure for that long. So I trim the wick down to about 1/4 inch, okay? So trim your wicks, and because of the wick shortage, even when they are that small, I put these into a Ziploc baggie and I label the Ziploc baggie what wick size this is. You never know when you're gonna need them again. So save your cut wicks because you can always buy the tabs to retab these. So I'm going to trim my wicks. I'm saving all of these. There's no way I'm throwing these away. And I'll show you eventually. There's like a little candle that I like to make with the like excess wicks. So I do want to show you the 2 different colors. Okay. So this was more of like the green color right there. The camera's not really showing the color. And then here we go. This was the aqua blue. This was like the little bit of the green. Very light in color. Again, when you're mixing something with white, you have to remember that that whiteness will blend with your color and give it like a faded color, even though it's not really faded. It's a beautiful color, but you get what I mean. So, anyways, I'm gonna put on some gloves because I want to clean my jars. I'm also gonna bring you down here to show you how to fix this one little sinkhole, because that's what I see a lot of people get really they get really upset. They're like, oh my God, it's got a sinkhole. Or let me see if I can find it. It happens to me all the time. And of course, watch, this time it doesn't happen. So you will have where they're called like wet spots on around here, where if you get one, you know it. And of course, right now, all of my candles are perfect. No, so what will happen is the wax will pull away from the jar. So you'll have like, it'll be pretty, you'll see it stick to the jar, and then you'll see like this separation where you're gonna see it pull away, where it didn't adhere to the glass. The glass adhesion didn't work well. There is nothing, let me say this for the cheap seats in the back, man, I follow so many candle groups where this is like, people are like beside themselves. That is a natural thing when you are working with soy wax. The wax will shrink as it is cooling and hardening, becoming this candle right here. So it is natural for it to sometimes pull away from the jar. There is nothing wrong. I know so many people, they're like, pour your candles in a box. They all need to be, close together like this. You need to heat your jars before you pour. You need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. And some people will lose their mind because they do every single one of these tricks, but yet every now and then the glass adhesion will not be perfect, and it will send them into a frenzy thinking that they did something wrong. There is nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. You can find at Bed Bath & Beyond where, okay, so see how there's no glass it's all stuck to the glass. So you don't see, like, it would look like a bubble of some sort. I so wish I have one. It happens to me all the time. There's no rhyme or reason, and you can do every single trick in the book that everybody will tell you to do in a candle group or whatever. Just know that you are doing everything that you can. This is just, this is an all natural wax. It's gonna have its little quirks. And one of them could be at one point in time, pulling away from the glass, causing this bubble. You're totally fine. Throw a label over it and call it a day. So don't worry about that. That is something that we can't, we can't fix, but we can fix sinkholes. So I'm gonna bring the camera over here. I'm gonna show you what I do. Super easy fix, nothing to cry about. I got your back. All right, see how it had a sinkhole right there? So like the wax is not perfect, which again is totally normal for soy. But bam, we've got our solution right here, our handy dandy heat gun. So I highly recommend, if you are going to make candles, that you invest in one of these, okay? Have it on low. You're gonna go around the candle like this. You get an even melt. And it doesn't take too long. Ooh, it does give that sparkle all over again. All right, see, now it's perfectly melted. It's got a beautiful, like perfect top, and it'll dry like that. So that's all you have to do when it comes to fixing sinkholes. Again, y'all saw me pour these. All of my other candles don't have a sinkhole except that one. It will happen. Please be kind to yourself and know, I just need to grab a heat gun. Now, I know some people will be like, oh, I'll just grab my hairdryer. The hairdryer doesn't get as hot as the heat gun. And if you got a hairdryer that does that, then you got issues, because that should never be on your hair in the first place. But yes, it will work for your candles. And this will cure smooth. It will go on smooth, and that's it. It's fixed. So now what I'm gonna do, since I got you so close, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my little paper towel and I'm gonna wipe the jar clean. Last time I used my Tough and Tender by Melaleuca, which I absolutely love. If you're a Melaleuca person, boop, boop. I know you love it too. So I had a little bit of wax that spilled. Oops. So I had a little bit of wax that had spilled over. I just scrape it off and then just clean it. Now, I'm fully aware that I will, I'm wearing gloves now to clean it. I'm gonna put the label on, but I will most definitely get fingerprints on it between now and putting it into the store. I am fully aware of that. I just like to give it like one good cleaning. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Okay, see that right there? That is frosting. Oh my gosh, I'm actually so happy that this happened. See that right there? That is just the soy wax interacting with the glass and not being perfect. So I take it back. I didn't make perfect candles, but totally normal right there. See that? That is why, that is where the label's gonna go. So yeah, you just wipe down your candle. Okay, so got that. I'm gonna take my gloves off real fast because I'm gonna show you how to do the candle. So here is my label. Yes, I created it. And then my stinking printer did the first, I think it might be low on ink. So anyways, I'm gonna take my label, take my one label. I took my gloves off already. So now fingerprints, find that little section right there. And you are going right here, baby. Oh, that green color is so pretty. There we go. Oh, look at how it complements that label. Now, no matter what kind of a label you have on your candle, doesn't matter. You must, I cannot stress the importance of it. You can get in a lot of trouble if you don't. Put a warning sticker on your candle. It doesn't matter if they read it or not. This must go on there. I have created my own, which you can easily do in Canva or online labels. I think it's called Mastero because I use it. You 100% have to have a label on here. It doesn't matter where you put it, how you do it, whatever. Warning label must be on your candle. So this is, let me grab the lid. So this is our finished product. I love it. I really think I'm gonna start coloring candles. I've been keeping them white just because it's been easy to make. I mean, even though there's nothing to it with adding color, I was just like, you know what? We're just gonna keep them white and keep them classic and whatnot. But man, seeing this color on here is really, really just sparking my fancy. So I think we're gonna do color. The label is a hair twisted, but I'm not gonna peel this off. This is just what happens when you are doing a tutorial, doing things yourself. Things happen. But anyways, that is candle making 101. So as always, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really hope that it was informative. If you are on the brink of deciding if you're gonna make candles, I can't say enough about candle making. It is absolutely one of my all-time passions. I am slowly getting into bath bombs and soaps, and I say slowly because I like to take my time. So I'm learning bits and pieces about soap making and bath bomb making, but because of the colors and the fragrances as well, it is definitely something where I'm like, I don't know why I haven't been doing this all along. So you're gonna see a lot of candles complementing the bath bombs and the soaps because as you see, I am allowed to use some of my fragrance oils for candles and soaps. So anyways, if you have any questions regarding candle making, please feel free to ask. I know that it can be a little complicated and there's so much information out there that you can kind of get confused, but I've been doing this for a while, so I feel confident in giving advice when it comes to candle making. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you found it informative, useful, and you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you are just loving my channel, and I don't want to say if, I really hope you're loving my channel, please subscribe because when you guys are subscribing, it allows me to do more. It gives me access to more features to pass on to you guys. Like having more followers gave me the ability to go live. So I can't wait to go live very soon. I'm gonna do an announcement in just a moment of when I'm going to go live. That's why I was like, wait, refrain on that. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I, again, hope that you guys are really just enjoying the content that I'm doing. I really want to make this fun. I want to show you guys the fun side of crafting and creating. Myself have been somebody who has watched many YouTube videos, and I'm like, where's the spark? So, and that's what I'm trying to provide to you guys. And also to just inspire you, because I don't want you to just watch a video on how to do something. I'm like, get out there and do it. So, yes, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like the video, and hit that notification bell so you know every single time that I upload a video, because I will upload at random times. Other than that, have a fabulous week, and I will see you guys again in my next video. And hopefully you watch the beginning of this, because that's when I'm going to announce when I'm going live.